Kat Bula, you guys, right here, the Kat Bula. So high energy, super creative, super fun. We did the Becoming America show. Is that what we decided? Yeah. So I'm going to give a bio. Here we go. Kat Bula is an irreverent, good word, roots Americana singer, songwriter, fiddler, and music teacher. She's won People's Choice at the 2022 Tumbleweed Song Contest. And all right, Tumbleweed fans. And in a long ago, faraway decade, played and wrote songs for a college music journal top 100 charting comedy band called Pirates Are Us. Okay, that is cool. An in-demand session fiddler and teacher, Kat has written for Fiddler Magazine and Mel Bay's Fiddle Sessions. Fun fact, Kat learned to yodel. All right. 10 years before she figured out how to blow her nose. Hopefully that inspires you to check out her new album, which is in the works and due out in early 2024. Everyone, Kat Bula.
Thank you. I keep saying I think I read this book when I was too little to really understand it, and then I finally remembered a story. I absolutely read this book when I was too young to understand it, because the one thing that I registered is that Anne with an E is a far superior spelling. My middle name is Anne without an E, and there was an incident where, you know, in the way that kids need to guess things and make people guess things, I was making somebody guess my middle name. And my dad was present. And I gave as a hint, I was like, I've always wished it were spelled with an E, but it's not spelled with an E. And my dad said, yes, we named her Kathleen Gertrude Bula. So this is to say that when I was, found out I was going to be writing a song for Anne of Green Gables, I went, Prince Edward Island, right? Well, it's got to be a fiddle thing because the maritime provinces, there's so much fiddle music. It's such a big part of the traditions there. And of course, there's no fiddle music at all in this book. But wouldn't it be ever so much nicer if there were? There's also no dancing. I think this is maybe not surprising that there's no fiddling if there's no dancing, and it's maybe not surprising that there's no dancing when there's so much religion. I don't know. That's my hypothesis. I also don't study any of the maritime provinces. I don't study Cape Breton music or Acadian music or any of those things. So if there's anybody in the room who does, I sincerely apologize. You will know everything I'm doing wrong. But I wanted to try and bring in some of that sort of vibe. And the other thing that really got me about this book, a lot of things got me about this book, of course. Was anybody else just super bummed out by the last 50 pages? We've got this traumatized character who's so inspiring, and how she's, developed this survival strategy of leaning into her imagination and looking, being optimistic and positive and really, 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 learning, has a lot of good skills for tolerating her negative emotions as well. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I looked up the definition of ADHD recently in the DSM, and wouldn't you believe it, there was a lino cut of Anne of Green Gables right there in the DSM. It's like, here's this person who's really has trouble regulating her attention, really has trouble regulating her emotions when we meet her. Doesn't necessarily want to either, constantly gets super hyper-focused on certain things and wanders off, and, all these is super impulsive. And also, this is all related to why we love her, right? And the adults are constantly trying to box her in, and the kids are like, cool, you're the coolest person we know because you're actually fun, awesome. And then as she grows up, then she learns how to focus and pretend, but she doesn't, right? She says, I've decided I don't want to use, I'm paraphrasing here, but something like, I've decided I don't want to use so many words anymore because I'm tired of people asking me about why I chose to use all those words, or I'm tired of hearing other people's opinions of what I'm saying, right? Her brain's not working any differently. She's learning to mask, right, is what we would say now in 2023. So that really got to me. And we get so much of Anne's inner world through her dialogue, because she just talks about it so much, but we don't actually get dropped into her brain in the narrative, the way that we do into Marilla's brain and occasionally into Matthew's at the very beginning. So I got really curious about what Anne herself might have to say about that change if she were really being honest and not just saying, yes, I have learned how to be a good girl. Mo's gonna be so much happier if I unmute my fiddle. Also, I've already talked a lot, but for anybody who does want a visual description, I am a person holding a viola, calling it a fiddle, and I'm wearing a very loud green outfit, and I am a white chick wearing glasses, and I am in my 30s, and I still get to say that for not very much longer. So that I may be loved. I want to be good so that I may be loved. I want to be good so that I may be loved. But if I'm honest, I don't always want to be good. I want to be good so that I may be loved. I want to be good so that I may be loved. I want to be good so that I may be loved. But if I'm honest, I don't always want to be good. Actually, what I really want is to be gorgeous and rich, mysterious, and tragic. I want to be good so that I may be loved. I want to be good so that I may be loved. I want to be good so that I may be loved. But if I'm honest, I see a hummingbird. My field guide says it's called an Anna's hummingbird, but I like to pretend that it's called an Anne's hummingbird. Aren't you so glad you live in a world that has hummingbirds? What was I saying? Actually, what I really want is to be gorgeous and rich and mysterious and tragic. Actually, what I really want is to be brilliant and manic and feral and magic. Will the world welcome my wonder once I am no more a child? Can the world love a woman who is wild? So that I may be loved, I want to be good so that I may be loved. Thanks.
Kat Bula, everybody, a round of applause. That was so fun.